Hello, YouTube. This is your boy Tilt Matray, back with post-banless, finally, Transcendent Crystals Crystron. Yes, we are mad lads. We are bringing them back. And this is with the new skill. Now, unfortunately, if you play on Steam, the skill changes have not yet applied. I have no idea why. But you will get to see replays with the deck. You will get to see the deck list. I will go over it. And we won at a 90% win rate at COG. We went on a streak. I started altering this deck around a lot. And then this deck started clapping. So I'm going to show you guys. This is the list. And we're going to talk about it. You're going to be like, mad lad, triple entry. Well, I'm going to show you why we run everything as is. Some potential text you can put in. And so forth and so on. Alright? We're going to start by discussing your 3 self-FNERs. Yes, you want 3 in the deck. Can you play with less? Yes. You have 2. There are substitutes you can put in. You could run... Here's a card. If you don't have 3 solves, you can run this. Oh, why am I spelling it wrong? It's a make a level up reward. Here it is. Beautiful Princess. So you run Princess over your 3rd self. If you're lacking one, you can do that. If you're free to play and you run 1, then you could technically take out one of your Rion or Citri for a scrap recycler, but you really want to be playing 3 optimally, or at least 2 is generally a good amount of souls to run. Okay, so if you're budget friendly, that's something you may want to look at. Alright, 3 Sapphire Pegasus. This helps fit our 7 Crystal Beast requirement. So, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's 7 Crystal Beasts. I'm going to put them all together here, just so that way you can, if the game will let me, which it doesn't seem to want to do. So, just to show you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they can be of any Crystal Beast. You do not need to run one of each Crystal Beast. They can be of any. And that's actually important. We're going to go over that. You may say, well, what's the difference in the beasts you run? Well, it's actually important, and we're going to go over why it is important in a second. 2 Psychic Wielder. This card is really good. Can help you turbo out Quarion. It's actually really easy to summon Quarion in this deck, and we'll talk about it. I've always had opportunities to summon Quarion, so it's actually really easy to get a Quarion in the field. Much easier than you would think. And you might think it's very heavy resource intensive. It's actually not. Not that bad. Alright, we'll talk about it. 3 Abyss Pike. Abyss Pike is your main go-getter in combo. We do not run, and this is not because of a paywall. We're not running Abyss Pike because, oh, why wouldn't you run Undine? Undine is clearly better, right? Why wouldn't I run a card like Genix Undine, right? The reason why we don't run Genix Undine is because Undine is got Genix Controller semi-limited, right? So if we look at Genix Controller, it is semi-limited. If we look at Scrap Recycler, that is also semi-limited. So we cannot run those without having to give up tuners, which I really don't want to do. So we're going to run 3 copies of Mermail Abyss Pike. And what Abyss Pike does is on summon, you discard one water monster to graveyard, add a level 3 water monster from your deck to your hand. You're probably saying, well, what the hell's the point of that, Sean? You're searching Crystron Thisfern. And when Thisfern is searched, your skill comes into play. Now, believe it or not, this was the initial way everyone played Crystron. Way before Mythic Death, Self-Attack. This was one of the first ways people played Crystron. Besides Level Log, Level 2. But most of the people played this first. Okay? Heavy Starter then came out. That was the way I invented. I will take credit for that. That was the way, I was literally the first one to make that deck public at the time. So Heavy Starter was the way I invented the deck at the time. And then, but Transcendent Crystal was the first way. I believe Wayne started playing it this way. It was either Wayne or Francisco at the time. But yeah, 3 Abyss Pike. Abyss Spike allows you to search Vern. Then we activate our skill. So what does Transcendent Crystal do? Let's read what the skill does. Can be used turn 3 or onward. We don't read that part because we fit the second requirements. Choose the same number of Crystal Beasts from your deck by sending 1 to 3 cards from the hand. Choose the same number of Crystal Beasts from your deck as the number of cards you sent. Place them in your spell and trap zone. This could only be used once per turn or twice per duel. However, this skill text isn't updated. So, you don't have to use it from turn 3. The turn count doesn't matter. You can use this turn 1 if you have 7 Crystal Beasts in your deck. And they don't have to be of a different name, which we're going to go over in about a second. To Smiger, this gets us to our entry, which we run 3 of. This card is insanely good with Transcendent Crystals. We'll talk about it. And then we run 3 Emerald Turtle. Now, out of the 7 Crystal Beasts we chose 3 Pegasus, 1 Tiger, 3 Turtle. Why 3 Turtle? Because this is water, and this is very important. It's very important that this is water. Also, it's a level 3, which makes it easier to go into Amatrix. But being water allows us to discard it with Abyss Spike. So drawing your turtle is not a brick. If you draw this with Abyss Spike, it is not a brick. You can discard it to get your this Vern, because it is water. So it's not a full-on brick. So that's very, very important here. Okay, so that's why we run 3 Turtle. 100% free to play, you can get 3 Turtle very easily. Okay, so now for the rest of the list. We run Crystron Citrine. You're probably saying, well, why 3 Pegasus 1? These are really good because they're level 4 monsters. Pegasus helps thin the deck out, but what really makes it shine is Quan can synchro with any of these level 4s in the hand, instant Amatrix. So you don't need to use Citrine. Alright, and we're going to talk about the longevity. What do I mean by that? I mean the grind game. We're going to talk about the grind game in this deck, and it's very important. So next, we're going to talk about Crystron Citrine. So what does Citrine do? Citrine allows us to synchro from the graveyard. Quan allows us to synchro from the hand. And Rion allows us to synchro from the banished pile. So, since both of our tuners here are Citrine and Rion, which are our 2 best tuners, are semi-limited, we can play 1 of each. Because we don't run Scrap Recycle and Neurogenics. So we are good. We are cleared out of the semi-limit pool. Now, alongside that, we also don't play Impact, so 100% good. Excuse me. Now, Rosenex is the last one we play. This is just a good level 4. You could search this with Vern. Also make Amatrix. And also can lead into a 4/3/2 Quarry on Gandrax, if you need to. Turtle allows us to combo extend. Allows a special summon from the hand. Good to summon a soul for lethal. Now, Quan, like we talked about, synchro summons from the hand. But this is really good, too, with entry. And we're going to discuss combos as we go further on into the video. But Quan is very good because we can special summon it. Or we can just normal summon it and use it, combo it off with Transcendent Crystals. As well, especially if we have entry. But it allows us to go into an easy Amatrix. Also, entry will act as a level duplication for you. So you can level dupe easily into a level 3. Make Quarry on Gandrax with Psychic Wielder, Crystron Quan, and any level 3 you have. Very, very easily. Now, the last card we need to talk about is Crystron Entry in the main deck. Crystron Entry is fantastic. If anyone tells you this card isn't great in this, it is fantastic. And it's a sole proprietary reason you can grind out. And the lack of Crystron Impact you really don't feel it as much. And I'm going to tell you why. Entry has 2 effects. Most of you probably have not seen Crystron Entry because nobody plays this. Nobody's played it up to this point. But I'm going to really show you the power of this. Alright, so what Crystron Entry does is, first effect, special summon 2 Crystron tuners. 1 from your hand, 1 from your graveyard. Okay? Now, if you do not have a tuner in your graveyard, you can Transcendent Crystals, right? We can discard a tuner, dump 1 in the grave, and get 2 summons. But that's not really where Transcendent Crystals shines. It's going to shine with its second effect. But this allows you to instantly summon the tuner back from the graveyard, as long as you have 1 in the hand. So, almost like Impact. Most of the time with Impact, you want to recover the tuners anyway. So, we're recovering them from the graveyard. So, if they get rid of our Citrine, we have to pitch it to the graveyard, or we somehow put it back there, then we get to revive it. If we have Rion in the graveyard, we get to revive it. So we don't ever feel like we're running too much out of tuners. Very, very good. And if we must pitch or citrate, we have a way to get it back. Now, second effect is what makes this absolutely amazing with Transcendent Crystals. During either player's turn except the turn this was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card, then target one Crystron monster you control, send one Crystron monster with a deck to the graveyard with a different level. Then, if you do, that monster becomes the level of the monster sent. So, in other words, I know that got very confusing. Let's say I have Quan on the field. I activate entry, I send it this turn. Quan becomes level 3, becomes the level of the monster I mill to the graveyard, or choose to send to the graveyard. That is fantastic, because that is essentially a scrap recycler in the graveyard that you pitched off of Transcendent Crystals for free, and a level duplication. So you can wait, use this on your turn, so you can have this in your graveyard, essentially get level duplication as well. So it's almost like we're running 2 skills in one deck. So we get to do that, and then make an easy query on Gandrax on our turn. Or we can use this with Quan, make Quan a level 3, make a Paladin Zextron from the hand. Dump a 2, make an Amatrix with a level 3 in the hand. Very, very good. Also, you can make Rion a level 2. Dump Turtle, make it a 2. If you have a level 3 in the managed pile, Crystron Amatrix. Very big brain. Those who use entry to the most value will be the best, because they're going to use this and get the most value out of it. We're running 3 of it, so it's really good. And it also makes the deck that much more consistent for us. So we potentially have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 play starters. This turn's a play starter on its own, because if you discard it with Transcendent Crystals, you instantly get to search Soulfafnir and get your combos going instantly. So very, very good. So we have about 12 play starters in the entire deck. Even Quan's kind of one, in sort of speak, but it's not as good of one. So for the extra deck, we're running double Amatrix, because there's a lot of ways to get Amatrix on the board here. I really wanted to fit in Brio, but we couldn't. 1 Samurai Destroyer, 1 Paladin Zextron to stop OTKs. 1 Coral Dragon, pops cards on the field, really helps us go into Quarion, and I'll discuss that in a second. Black Rose Dragon, wipe the field. Now, another thing, too, is that when you're running Mermail Abyss Spike, this can make a very easy Black Rose Dragon, because all you need to do is summon a Rion out with a Soulfafnir. So if you have this plus Soulf, you instantly have Black Rose, which is very good against some decks that you absolutely want to wipe the field early. Could be good against Weather Painters if they can't establish Cloud early. You wiping the field could really hurt them. Especially with Balance, they're not as consistent, so they have to rely on D-Draw. So there are decks that you want to wipe the field easy. You'll have easy access to Black Rose in that regard. And then we run 1 Quarion Gondrax. Quarion is just really good. Banishes 3 monsters on the field or in the graveyard. Just simple clean the boss monster deck. Also, when its Synchro Summon monster is destroyed, you float from the banish, so very good. You time this out against Blue Eyes, it can be devastating. Just leaving that out there for you. Okay, so that's the list. We're going to talk about a few combos here. Turn 1, you're going to summon your Abyss Spike, ideally. You're going to pitch a water. Let's say you have a tortoise. You pitch this. Search a Vern, Transcendent Crystals into a Crystal Beast. And then you get to search Soulfafnir. Hopefully you have another Crystron in hand. And then you can combo, discarding Soulf and starting to get your Synchro engine going. Another thing, too, with this is that, like I said, you can go in the Black Rose there. So if you wanted to, discard, get a Soulf, pitch, summon a Rion, Black Rose the field. So that's actually really, really good. So yeah, that's pretty much the main. We're gonna go into some replays. If you have any questions, make sure you follow me on Twitch. I do plan to play this on Twitch. So if you want to see this deck in action, the combos in action, make sure you follow me on Twitch. I'm waiting for Konami, whenever they decide to let us play this on Steam. Because right now they're not letting us do this on Steam, which is actually really annoying. I have no idea why. But make sure you follow me on Steam. I do stream Ritual Beast. I'm a Ritual Beast god, so if you need help with Ritual Beast, I'm your guy. I have a Ritual Beast combo video right here. I'm actually updating it rather soon, so you can see further updates. But yeah, make sure you are followed to me on Twitch, please. Hit that big follow button and subscribe to the YouTube if you enjoy the content. Alright, So this is against Blue Eyes. He sets, pass, right? Turn 1, what did we talk about before, right? We have the Pike, and we have the Turtles. We even have this, we don't have this Fern here. We're gonna summon, Pike, discard, get the this Fern. We already have Soph in the hand, so we don't have to worry about it. That activates Solfepnir, we're gonna discard pitch, the this Fern, summon, activate Solfepnir, pop, summon Smiger, summon a Citrine. With that being said, we have a level 5 Synchro ready to go. Now, because we're going turn 2, we're going to be big brain here. We're going to play around Karma Cut. Now, this is where the advanced plays come into play. When we banish this Fern in the graveyard, we can add any Crystron we want from our deck to the hand. We're going to add Tortoise, Brassayodal. We're going to pitch this with Transcendent Crystals. Remember, this one summons from the hand in the graveyard. Now, one thing I did not talk about early in the deck profile is that all your Crystron effects, both of them, you can only use one of your Crystron effects per turn. So if you use the graveyard effect, you can't pop to summon a machine. If you don't use the graveyard effect, then you can pop to summon a machine. But we're going to use the graveyard effect here. Transcendent Crystals, discarding 2 cards. Our entry, remember we talked about that really good graveyard effect alongside our turtle, which will allow us to extend our field. And we're just going to pass after swinging. And the reason why we do this is if he Karma Cuts, we still have a tuner to make Synchro with. So we're playing around Karma Cut. Entry will dump another soul. Just decked in to make sure we don't top deck into another brick. Also allows us to go into Samurai Destroyer. Because now we have 2 souls in the grave, we don't have to worry about losing one. Activating Smiger. Smiger in the grave searches the spell or trap. This Fern searches the monster, we're going to search another entry. Pitching the entry, popping the Solfepnir. Solfepnir allows us to float into this Fern. This Fern pops, floats into our Quan. Quan Synchro Summon, and now we threaten lethal. So he has to Karma Cut here, our Hollow Life Barrier. He chooses the Hollow, that's it. Just sets, ends. This Fern gonna search again. We're gonna keep putting on the pressure. Search a Quan. Now, crazy as this sound, we're gonna summon a Quan. Gonna threaten a Coral Dragon. Level 6, he has to Karma Cut here. Again, putting the pressure on the lethal. Now, as crazy as it sounds, Emerald Tortoise swings over an Ancients. 600 over 500. Forcing the Karma Cut again. He karmas the Samurai, we revive. Samurai floats when banished, and we play around 3 Karma Cuts, and we win the duel. Simple, simple, very good. So, very, very good. Very easy. Alright, so. This hand not as good, but again, we have the entry. We discarded off the Transcendent Crystals. Pop, summon a Quan. Now, why do we summon Quan here? Because we can modulate with the entry. Remember that. We also have, with a level 4 in the hand, Amatrix. So watch and learn. Alright, so he books. But, before we book, entry. Dump, so that allows us to get to Solfepnir on the next turn. Activates Banishment of the Dark Lords. Searching Ixchel. Searches off Scepter. Does not draw into the chair. So that's kind of unfortunate for him. And now we go. Now we're going to OTK him. Watch. We top deck the Wielder. Transcendent Crystals. Activate Smiger. Pop. You can pop the monsters. Pop the Crystal Beast monsters to get free pluses. Rise! Quarion! Gondrax! Sign his signature. If you don't get that saying on Twitch, you will learn the whole thing. Behind that. Swing for 3k, and that is game. We didn't even need Solfepnir to win. Entry. We talked about how strong of a card entry was. What did entry do? It sent out Disford. It allowed us to search Rosenex. We were able to summon Smiger. Last turn, Smiger pops the monster we transcended. So we get to summon Rion, Special Wielder, Quarion, into Rosenex for a game. So again, that entry, setting us up for the next turn.
Here, I
Okay, sets, passes, right? Alright, we top deck entry. Entry, dump. Normal summon Quan, we just pass. We got Amatrix, we chillin'. We big time chillin', right? In case he threatens anything. Entry, dump. Activate this Fern. This Fern's gonna search our Soulfep near. We're gonna normal summon. And then, Quarion Gondrax. Remember, Tortoise is the level 3, so it helps you go in the Quarion Ninja Scoops. So not the best hand, but again, we made it work. More Jesse Anderson action. Okay, this guy was playing a really cool deck. Alright, this was back when I was playing Seizure in the deck. The reason you play this is when you summon a Rosenex token, you can take their monster because it's a normal monster. Tokens are considered normal monsters. I took that out recently because it had been bricking. But I just playing this replay to show the combos off. We're going to summon Smiger. Smiger's going to pop. Going to summon a Citry. But same idea. Same ideology behind the tuner combos. Ancient Rules. Okay, he's playing blue. Oh, no, this guy wasn't the one running the Shooting Star deck. Okay, he's playing Blue Eyes. More Blue Eyes, right? Uh-oh, Spirit Dragon. What are we going to do? Spirit plus a back row. Well, we're going to go right into Amatrix. Level 5 Crystron Amatrix. Chill out, right? Now I get to summon a Blue Eyes in the end phase. So we're going to challenge Blue Eyes again. Get a normal summon. He does not know. Wanted to test and see if he knew there, but he did not know. So he doesn't chain early, doesn't see the Black Rose. So he does not get to resolve that, activates in a different chain, he scoops. Alright. So, we won in a 90% win rate. I'm going to show you the win rate. I'm going to show you the decks we beat. Overall, you obviously saw some of it in the replay. But I'm going to show you on stream. I'm going to show you on this video of what we beat. Alright, Amazonas. Beat that. Beat Thunder Dragons. This guy kind of bricked though, so we do take that into account. That was just random crap. Metaphys. 30 card Dino. Blue Eyes, you saw this. Seraph Lords, you saw that. We beat Teller Knights. And this was the cool Shooting Star Dragon deck. This I might yoink. I only have one of these. Which kind of sucks. But I actually might yoink this. For content. But anyway. How does this stack up across the meta? I don't think it's top tier. I think it's Rogue. It's going to be a Rogue deck. But it's a lot of fun. If you have the cards, definitely play it. We're going to get to see how good it is later on. If I can develop enough on my free-to-play account, we might actually try to get this to COG. But I do think it's a lot of fun to play. So, definitely have fun playing it. If you do have fun, if you do like Crystron, definitely have fun playing it. But, remember, follow me on Twitch, link in the description below. And also, subscribe to my YouTube. What do I have planned on my Twitch? We're going to be playing Fire Kings. We're also going to be climbing Ritual Beast. If you want to see that, I can help you on Twitch as well. So, and also look for my future Ritual Beast video coming out soon. Until next time, Tilt Matre.